KPIX 5 News at 5 begins right now with the very latest information from investigators trying to piece together a motive for the shooting spree that has shocked the small town of Gilroy. Good evening. I'm Alan Martin.
And I'm Veronica Dela Cruz. We begin with live pictures from Christmas Hill Park in Gilroy nearly 24 hours after the deadly shooting, that area remaining a sprawling crime scene. The FBI has joined police in collecting evidence. The shooting broke out near the end of the three-day festival that attracts thousands each year. This evening, that entire area is still on lockdown.
Our team coverage begins now with KPIX 5's Kiet Do, who's at the Gilroy Police Department with the latest on the investigation. Kiet?
Yeah, so the FBI just wrapped up a press conference about 30 minutes ago, and what really jumped out is that the FBI said this is an ominous sign of things to come. This is a wake-up call for events and festivals just like it all across the country.
Events like this are occurring across the country every weekend. And it's up to those events coordinators to determine the extent to which they want to employ security features. This event was completely fenced in. Police officers as well as FBI agents were on scene when the shooting occurred. There was patrols actively moving throughout the crowd at the time of the shooting. As a result of that, that subject was neutralized within a very, very short period of time.
And here we are just 24 hours after the event at the festival, and we're getting more sense of the heroism of the first responders of that day.
Investigators say at some point the gunman entered the creek, cut a hole in the perimeter fence, and came into the festival with an assault rifle.
Report of a shooter at the Garlic Festival.
Police say he waited until about 5:30, pulled out the weapon, and started shooting festival goers at random.
I have an active shooter at the Garlic Festival. You can start that way.
The Garlic Festival has a small army of officers patrolling the grounds, and it took less than a minute for 3 Gilroy police officers to return fire in a crowd of several hundred people scrambling for cover.
And despite the fact that they were outgunned with their handguns against a rifle, those 3 officers were able to fatally wound that suspect, and the event ended very quickly.
It takes remarkable bravery to run to a shooting when the natural reaction for all of us is to run away.
Copy, we got one shooting victim at Miller and Hubert. I need an ambulance code 3.
The festival also had a small army of medical personnel who sprang into action. Thanks to active shooter training a year ago, they quickly scooped up the injured and sent them out on a waiting caravan of ambulances and helicopters. Mayor Roland Velasco was right there in the medical tent and saw the whole thing.
Our fire personnel, paramedics, EMTs were there quickly triaging, prioritizing, stabilizing each of the patients, and then getting them ready to transport out.
It looks like you might be south of Miller, into the creek behind the slushy towards the victims here, so
Attention quickly turned to the manhunt for what witnesses said was a second suspect. Law enforcement converged from all over the region, surrounding the creek bed, holding the perimeter throughout the night and into today. Heavily armed teams patrolled and searched the area, but nearly a full 24 hours later, nothing.
We've gotten multiple reports that there may have been another person with him, that they ran this way or they ran that way, but different people give different versions, so we really don't know at this point.
And Gilroy is a very tight-knit small town of about 60,000 people. This has hit a lot of them very hard. So there is a vigil planned in between the library and City Hall. That is happening at 6 o'clock. We'll have that for you in the next hour. But for now, we're live in Gilroy. Kiet Do, KPIX 5.